Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today we're going to finish up the ceiling in the remodel part of the tiny house. Okay, so today we're going to begin with the hole for the smoke alarm here. So what I'm going to do is just hook my tape here and measure over to the center of this and, well, get that dimension, and then I'll cut the exact size of this. Hopefully I can find one of these boxes so I don't have to take this one out. I believe I have a few of them laying around. And I'll just trace this with a black magic marker and cut it out dead center. Then when I put this all in, I'll move the box. It only has to move like, I don't know, maybe a quarter of an inch or so over to the left. And the box will be dead center in the middle of the board, not the ceiling, but you'll never notice that. So let's get that dimension and go get that board cut. I'm trying out my new GoPro head mount, and so far it appears to be awesome. We're right at 67, so I'll just write that down and head over to the shop. Okay, just got to find the center of this. I believe it was 2 3/16. That's what I'm going to go with. Double check real quick. Yes, that's correct. Now, the center of the box, it is 3.5, so 1 3/4 inches. All right, we got 1 3/4. Oh, 1 3/4 from the center. What the heck am I doing? All right, that's the edge right there. Put another one on this side. I should put another one. 2, 3. Just put a line across here. Inch 3/4. All right, that will give it this. All right. Adjust it slightly, and then we're going to want to go a bit wide. So I'm using this big fat Sharpie. Yeah, I'm going to have to be careful putting this up because, like right here, that tongue goes all the way back to here. I've got plenty of meat here, and I really can't cut this once I get it. Oh yeah, I can. If I cut it all the way up to here, I can take my oscillating tool and just cut the rest once it's up there. All right, that's a plan. Okay, we're ready to go put that board in. Let me show you where we're at. I had 2 boards here that were puttied up and ready to go. So I got the board that I'm going to be putting up for the smoke alarm. I got that sanded, and both of these other ones. And these were just cut to length and puttied, but the putty's wet, so I'm going to let them sit here for a while. It'll take me, it'll probably take a good 2 hours to get these 3 in, and by that time these should be dry. And then this mess. This is that one that I tried getting in. It still has a pretty nasty kink to it, but I can probably get that kink out. This one, you can see the kink right there, and I don't think it gets much better in this stack. These are all the C-pile boards, so hopefully I can use these when it comes to that, but we have enough for at least today, so if I have to run and get a couple more boards, it is what it is. I would rather not. A couple of those can be cut to length, so I should be able to salvage it out. And the ones that don't get cut like this will be notched, and they could be notched, you know, a good deal, and that'll take a good deal of stress out of it. We'll just cross our fingers on that. So let me bring these over to the tiny house, and we'll get this smoke alarm board put in place. Okay. Hopefully I have this aimed right. I'm going to try just dropping this box right through the hole. Should work. It's not going to be super easy, but should work. I think I can leave the light. Well, maybe I should move that too. All right, I'll show you this real quick. When I was putting this in, I couldn't get it all the way in. I had to take out this Romex clamp. You just take off this nut right here, pull the wire out, then get everything up there, pull the wire back through, and then thread the nut back over it. So if I had this to do over again, I would run the wires through the top, but it is what it is. It's in there. Let me get this tightened up a little bit and nailed in place. And then, unfortunately, I'm going to have Natalie fill that area right next to the opening there before I can put the next one in. But that shouldn't take too long. And then, what else? There was something else. We'll figure it out when we get to it. All right, let's get this one nailed in real quick. All right, a little more work than I thought it was going to be, but it worked out perfect in the end. Now I'm going to go see if I can find one of those light bridges. It mounts to both of these holes, and see if I can rig something up to hold the light from there. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with the cord. I don't want to put any holes in the ceiling. Oh, I can probably just twist the cord into that Romex for now. Okay, let's get that done. I'll get Natalie over here to put the fiberglass in, and we're moving right along. We have, probably either 4 or 5 more pieces. Oh, a little bit more than that because we got to go past it before we have to drill these monster holes again. But by that time, we're nearly done. That could be tomorrow, though. Okay, let me go find Natalie. All right, I have my first board that's cut for the opening all ready to go. And then this one was that really squirrely board that's cut off to this length. So this will be the first one in the opening. And hopefully I don't have too many problems with these two. Once I get these in, I'll come back. I believe this is a fairly nice board. We'll cut down something out of this pile for the next board in that opening. Yeah, I'm really dreading this stuff. Look at the curve on that. Yeah, we might not even be able to use this. I don't know if you're seeing that or not, but not only is it wavy as all hell, but it's got 2 kinks in it. Yeah, it's possible that one is going to go on the burn pile. All right, let's get this one in right away, though. Okay, here we go. Yeah, you can really see the twist in this. Well, I'm not sure that you'll be able to see it, but I can sure see it. Hopefully it doesn't give me too many problems. All right, I finally got this in, but I think the backside of this groove broke, but that shouldn't make any difference. Yeah, it's in as far as it's gonna go. It looks pretty darn good. I mean, some of these are all the way over. Some have just a bazillionth of a gap, and that's the way they're gonna be when this whole thing's done. None of them are perfectly tight, and then they're gonna expand and contract from there. So a couple more taps over here. I'll get this one nailed in place. Then we'll get one more, I think. well, maybe two more, and then we're going to do the electric right after that, but we're going to have this thing filled again. Yeah, we're moving right along. It took a good while to get this one in and a good while to get that one in, but I didn't have a lot of other stuff that I had to do today, so I got to work on it straight through. All right, I will get back with you when we get this next one in, the short one. Okay. Not sure if you'll be able to see this or not, but this board was in the C pile and it had a really long bow to it, and I cut off that 27 inches, so I'm hoping I don't have any problem with this. I have the exact amount of boards that I need to go all the way across, but unfortunately 3 of them are still in really bad shape. Yeah, I hate to go all the way to town and buy more boards, but I may have to. All right, let's try to get this one in, and then I need one more. Oh, wait. 2, no, I actually need 3 in before I can do the holes, and I'd like to get those holes done today. I have 3 good boards, but you really need one on the edge. You can't be messing around with it because there's nothing to grab it by. So you need to have a good one on the edge. So I have 2 more good boards and then the squirrely ones that could be very hard to get in. All right, let's try this one. Okay, this one was a bear. I mean, this one was really difficult. And I kept thinking, it's too bad the end is closed up, so I can't reach up there and get the wires out of the way, because then I could have took the jigsaw and just cut the rest of it. But in the end, I did get it cut. But this one over here went really smooth, except that I marked the hole wrong by, oh, what is that, 3/4 of an inch. Luckily, I seen it right away and moved it. I don't know how much of this the light is going to cover, but I'm going to put some filler on the rest, and I don't think anybody will ever see it, but that really sucks. I hate when I do that. Okay, I'm going to get some filler in that, and then that'll be it for today. It's already getting pretty late, and then we'll get back at this in the morning. Okay, it's the last day, and I have 4 boards left. This is that really squirrely one that I decided not to put in. This is the last of the C boards, and for the most part, it just has a long bow to it. And then we got a nearly perfectly straight board that's all chewed up at the end, right on the groove there. And then this one is pretty darn good. I really hate to run to town. So we're right at the opening. This is the board that needs to be cut. I went up there, put this in place, and traced it out. So only this much of the board would be outside of the opening. This is the opening right here. So what I'm thinking of doing is just putting this board in there and then ripping a piece of this tongue like that that'll go into the next board. I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly, but you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute if I can get this board in. I believe this is my worst board. So, oh, look at how bad that thing is. I can never tell if you can see on camera, but this board is terrible. So, we'll see if we can get it in. If we can't, I'll put the other 3 in, and then I'll have to run to town for 1 board, or possibly 2. I might not be able to get that one in either. All right, let's give it a shot. Okay, I got them both in. This is that terrible board, and that's the second worst board. You could still see how bad it is at that end. I haven't got that nailed in yet, but I'll get it nailed in soon. And this is what I was talking about. I'll just cut a little piece with a tongue and a little bit of wood and pop that in there and brad nail it in, and I'll get this where it needs to be and face nail it just like that side, and this is all going to get trim around it. Good. Yeah, the next boards, I really don't have a whole lot of leverage. I'm going to have to rig something up. I'll have to get the board in and then cut a piece of board like that, and then use the pry bar up against the wall, put a block against the wall, and push it over. Hopefully, I don't have too many issues. I only got to get the 1 board in, and then the last board doesn't have half of the tongue. The back half of the tongue is cut off, and it's a narrower board. So that one shouldn't be too hard. It's this next one that's going to give me the problems. But first, I got to cut this little piece, bring the brad nailer over here, get that all nailed in place. Then we'll worry about that next one. All right, this is the last piece. I got one right here that the groove broke on, and that's what it's gonna do. Just put it straight up into there, and I'll use the pry bar to move it over if I need to. And then this last one gets face nailed. All right, I'm gonna have to go get Natalie to help on this one. And then we're gonna clean up, and I will get back to you then. And there you have it. That looks fantastic. It's gonna look even better once we have the trim going around the edge and the trim going around the doors and stuff, but that is pretty nice looking. I still have to make them little notches to get the lights in there, but that's no big deal. Natalie's gonna be coming out here in a little bit and filling these nail holes, and then she's gonna sand that up a little bit and paint the ceiling. Yeah, it's looking really nice out here. It just looks so bizarre to me because for nearly 20 years, this was all rough and had little shelves around the whole thing, and my grandpa's sink right here, and kind of a little kitchenette here. It just looks so different like this, and no window. Okay, well, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I'm not exactly sure what the next video is gonna be, but I believe it'll have something to do with doing the little notches on these lights, so I can take care of that. And I gotta take the rest of that stuff out of this hole, take the rest of the stuff out of the edges, patch that up, and then sand all the joints on the floor just to make sure there's nothing sticking up like that nail right there, because we're putting laminate flooring in here. Well, actually, it's not laminate, it's solid vinyl, but it's thin, and something like that will show right through it. Good, good, good. Looking fantastic. So, upcoming videos are getting the floor sanded so we can paint the floor. Natalie will be painting that, so one of the days you'll just see it painted. I'll be doing a built-in cabinet here, getting these lights in, and a big one will be putting the trim and the electrical in here, putting all the outlets in and all that stuff. So if you want to see any of those videos, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.